Hey, it's your buddy Peace and Harmony here with you here today. The malevolent narcissist. Very important that we get a hold of this term if you've encountered the sensory deprivation of the narcissist or the psychopath. One key term you want to look at in this personality disorder is the concept of malevolence. Malevolence means basically with an internal desire to do bad, to do evil. And of course, when they initially meet their target or they have met you, they are engaging in that mask. So they're putting forth that elation, that excitement, which has been physically proven to show that they have an exaggerated sense of self. And I'm going to go a little bit more into this in future videos in terms of the neurochemistry component, but they have such an exaggerated sense of self. They are so self-absorbed, and certain people just get them very excited, very hyper aroused. And it is this neurochemistry in them that helps them basically more or less lose track of reality. And it also creates kind of this borderline condition where they basically operate on a day-to-day basis between reality and a non-reality. And again, there's a neurological component, specifically oxycodone. I'm going to get the name here of it specifically in a future video. But this is a, basically it's a neurotransmitter that occurs in the mind and in the brain. And this is basically suppressed in them. And it's basically responsible for things like social bonding. For example, when a mother has a child, they have an increase of this hormone and neurotransmitter basically combination that creates this long-lasting bond between the two. Now, this very component, this chemical, this chemistry is suppressed in the narcissist and the psychopath. So they don't even have the physiology for that social bonding. So they're a little bit antisocial, which is very, very interesting because it's contrasting to their very mask. And that has a lot to do with the confusion that you've experienced, because they pretend to be this great connector to you, but underneath it, really, all they are completely devoid and lacking. In fact, deep inside, as we know, the narcissist and the psychopath, they control out of fear. And it's this fear response that actually puts you in a state of not being able to think straight, not really being able to concentrate, not being able to focus. And it's really a deprived state. Basically you become to get out of touch with your senses when you encounter this type of person and those manipulations. So there's a malevolence underneath it all. Malevolence meaning mal, meaning bad, and volens, which is a Latin root word for will. So it is actually ill will. There is an ill will, there is a wishing to do bad. And if you've encountered kind of this aura from them, it's a hostility, it's a rage. It's something you can't always put your finger on, but we're going to do our best in this channel and future videos to describe it so you can identify it and know that this is how they create that crazy making. I try to explain here real quick is that they get into an elation phase, excitement, their charming phase, when they're swooning, and they have that charisma, that attention-seeking figure, where they want just all the attention directed at them. Think of the musician, think of the actor, think of the businessman who's extremely charming, well-dressed, all these different things that makes them alluring. Yet underneath is this very fearful and insecure person, and actually very antisocial. And when they're in that phase, when they're in that attraction phase, they then, get so triggered, and all they're really consumed about, it's very important that you understand this, all they're concerned about is attracting more supply or more attention. And when you try to speak up and be heard and listened to and have a normal conversation, you know, it's not really taking place. In fact, that might actually anger them that you have needs in the first place, because you are then taking away from their source of supply. You are now taking away from their ego, and it actually is a wound to their ego when you speak up and have a voice and require any sort of attention or needs or even a conversation is very basic. And that's when all the criticism and the judgment will occur, and you know, they will then create the crazy making, where they make you seem like you are you know, off your rocker for, you know, asking for their attention, asking for you know, respect, all these basic things. So I hope this is just a tip of the iceberg. We're going to go more into details about this in future videos, hopefully today here. But I want you to really pay attention to that malevolent side and see how it really creates a border of a reality and unreality within them, and creates that crazy making experience within you, which creates that feeling. Quite a lot to follow here, but it creates that sense of confusion in you, and that questioning, and that feeling of betrayal and distrust, and then that lack of reality where you just can't get it, and then you work so hard to try to put the pieces together with these people. And main thing I want you to realize is you are not the crazy one. You are not the one who's done anything wrong. You don't have excessive needs. You're not asking for too much. You're asking for a general human connection, which you deserve and which you're entitled to. It is the narcissist and it is the psychopath who is the one who completely is devoid of that ability to connect. In fact, they're so extremely insecure that they are operating in a close to unreality situation, and they're projecting this anger, hostility, malevolence, and really perversion onto you. It's very important. You can tell that I was an English major. I have I'm very key into words here, because they hold quite a bit of power, and I think to helping you understand this rule or this disorder, and perhaps explain what you've been through. And you know, along with that becomes their alteration of reality. So when you're with them, you get this altered sense of reality, and that is created strictly on it's a very toxic 2-1 system, so hence the word toxic person. So it's very serious. I hope to impress upon you the importance of beginning to understand this in depth, so you won't be victimized again in the future. So again, peace and harmony with you here today. Thank you so much for listening. Please subscribe and share for more great tools, videos, and discussion. Make it a beautiful day, and remember, love you. Please follow your heart and your truth. Please do some activities, no matter how bold and courageous, from your recovery journal. Take some time out, take a walk, a bike ride, something that's good and positive for you, and get a little bit of that positive energy moving. We'll see you on the next video. Have a beautiful day.